Hello, everybody. We're back.
We're back. So hopefully, if anybody wants to see what we're doing, you can find us. We'll be getting started here in just a minute.
Now, what was a little trick that we learned that you've got to do? So
Nothing. Thank God. People are actually showing up.
Kelly and Julie.
Without the drama.
And Judy.
Hey.
And Bianca and Carol. Hello. Ellen.
There's Miss Ellen.
Hey, Ellen. She said she's going to watch.
Oh, God, that doesn't scare me at all.
Kathy, Shauna.
When it's people I know and I hadn't seen in a while, I'm thinking, oh, God, they're going to think I'm awful.
Okay. Well, we're sorry that we didn't do a Metaphysical Matters last week, but it was totally my fault because I had scheduled a doctor's appointment, just a check-in kind of thing, way in advance, and I didn't realize that it was scheduled on Thursday at 1:00 until like the week before, and there it was. So
I think it was okay for me, though, because I was a little bit tired, psychically tired, and I think I just kind of needed to maybe have like a backup day, you know.
Well, it was good for us to have that rest week after our big Maca Halloween extravaganza,
where it went offline, and people were worried about our safety. I don't know what happened. It just decided not to pick up the Wi-Fi anymore. I guess I moved too far away from the thing, but I don't know. It was weird.
But we did hear some weird sounds back there.
There was something, and it was just too small to actually upload. But while we were back there, she and I both heard somebody go like, psst, like that. But it was also an EVP where we didn't hear that when we were sitting there talking to people, and it was the same sound. Again, it was like somebody going, psst. You know, James got run out of the basement. Did I tell you about that?
Of Mecca?
In our interim? No, here. But that sound I made just reminded me of it. You want me to tell it to you right quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, James is my husband, and as I've been trying to tell you people forever, our house, which may be for sale, not because of that, but if anybody wants to make a, you know, what do you call that thing? If anyone wants to buy my house, just come and see me.
Make an offer?
Make an offer. Thank you. I may or may not take it, but I'm thinking of downsizing even further. I don't know if you can downsize much further to have a little money so I can go to Florida for 3 days a year. 3 days a year. That's all I require. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. James was in the basement. It was really late, and he heard the lady that's in the house say, hey, right in his ear. And it scared him, but he said he's just going to, you know, just go ahead and finish what he's doing. And then she went, psst.
I said, hey.
And that scared him. So he jumps up. He says, that's it, I'm leaving. And then he goes for the light, and he knocks something over. And then he dropped his flashlight, and it went out. And so then he ran into a wall. I think that's what he told me. He just decided that was it, but he was like really endangering his own safety trying to get out of there.
So she got exactly what she wanted, which was to get him stirred
a lot of fun
and put on a show.
Yeah, but she's been, or somebody has been. I told you all about, you know, everybody knows that watches us about the episode of The Missing Key, which rematerialized and basically fell out of my pocketbook and or thin air into my hand. Well, get this. You want to know what happened this week to us?
Yes.
It's just we don't even get upset or mystified anymore. It's like, okay, whatever. Dylan's going to school yesterday, as he frequently does, and he always takes his tablet because he likes to do the tablet on the bus in the morning, and they don't mind if they do that. And so he put it in his backpack. I'm watching him put it in his backpack. He zips it up, leaves for the bus, goes. Pick him up. When I go to pick him up in the evening, because I bring him home by car in the evening, I go and I get in the car and I look down and there's his tablet, which I saw him put in his book bag. I saw him do it. He did not go to the car because some mornings, you know, he might have to run to the car or something. He didn't. He went straight out. So I'm thinking, am I just crazy? Did he do something? I don't remember. So I go to school, pick him up. He hops in the car. He says, well, there it is. How did my tablet? He thought maybe I had brought it to him. He says, did you bring it or something? He couldn't. That happened. Somehow it went from his backpack directly to the car.
And he did not get in the car with the backpack.
No, he did not go to the car. He went straight. Sometimes, you know, he does. This morning, he had to run out to the car and get some stuff because he does not like to bring in his coat or anything else. But no, this was one of the mornings he didn't have time even. He had his coat. He had everything. He went straight. And I mean, he validated it. He didn't he was confused. I said, it's in the car. He said, how did it get in the car? He says, I put this in my backpack this morning. I know I did. I said, I know you did. I sat and watched you put it in there. Because he was actually saying things while he put it in to bring my attention to it, because it was actually charged for a change.
That's weird.
Yeah, well, welcome to my world. This is just the way it goes. And she stirred up, and I'm just, or whoever's doing that, and I'm just, please stop taking my stuff. It's very annoying and upsetting, and I don't know if they want me to stay and they're like picking on me, or they want me to go and they're saying, get in the tablet, get in the car and leave. Kind of think it might be that now that I said it out loud. It's like,
Get your stuff and get out of here.
Maybe help you pack.
Well, whenever we were just kind of getting settled to get ready to do this, and by the way, we both had a big bowl of cream of wheat before we got started, which was really good.
And it causes me to bloat. So this could be an episode of The Amazing Expanding Woman. I've been telling everybody to make them 3 ingredient peanut butter cookies too. And I tried to tell Kim about it, and she's like, well, now Ellen made some cookies, and then she lists all these trail mix ingredients and cranberries and all sorts of healthy stuff, which I'm sorry, I would not make it past the portal here. But I know they were awesome, and I know Ellen did a wonderful job, don't get me wrong, but these are disgusting. You take a cup of peanut butter and a cup of sugar and 1 egg, mix it up, cook it, drop it out with spoonfuls, cook it 350 for about 8 minutes. It's to die for.
Yeah, I was asking
Literally,
about substitutions for the sugar, and she was offended that I was even considering not doing all that.
I thought
sugar.
about mixing half white, half brown.
That would be your compromise for health.
Mm-hmm. That's it. I will be retirement age Saturday. I am appalled that I live this long, so we'll see what.
Well, while we were having our cream of wheat, you were getting really jumpy and
I still am.
So what's up with that?
Well, as you know, people that have seen me before know the first time people come to see me, sometimes I get, first time they come, I get real hyped up, and it's not as bad as it used to be. I'd jump up and I'd all of a sudden have to go rearrange the room we're sitting in, or, I get really hyper, and I still do that. I always apologize to people when they come, because I'm going to be all hyped up like I am now. And it's because I'm getting too much energy coming in. I'm getting an influx of energy. It's overwhelming, and I don't normally do it for this. And for whatever reason, today I am getting that hyperness. I don't know what to call it. The influx of energy that creates this version of me. So I apologize in advance to y'all for any nonsense that flows.
So since the last time we did a Metaphysical Matters on Halloween, what has been, or have you identified a trend or a theme with your clients? What are the concerns people have, astrological signs that are showing up?
It's actually been pretty random for a change, I have to say. Now, I've had a mix of Aquarius and what was that other one? Taurus. It's been a mix. Leo and maybe Libra. I don't remember now. That's crazy, because see, I'm in the zone. This is when you want to ask me something that's important, maybe, because as when I get like this, as terrible as I'm about remembering any real world thing, I usually am pretty much out there in whatever's going on. But then again, maybe not. I don't make promises, but we'll see. But as I said, what was I saying? What the heck was I talking about? It's just been a random kind of week.
Yeah. Okay. And there's no theme really for what people were concerned about?
Yeah. Yes. Everybody dying. People have come. That's been the theme. And that's why it's been random, because it's been a lot of random spiritual activity. But yeah, there's somebody in here recently. It's like I have to dig through the spirits to get to them. Yesterday, it was like somebody, I had to actually go sit in their van because they had allergies to cats. And it was like this person, another person, and the rest of the van was filled with spirits. I swear that's how it felt. It was like, and I was like scary good. Sometimes I think, how do I get by with this? And there's sometimes I think, why am I not rich and famous? It was one of them days, because it was like, that has been the trend. Oh my God, how did I not know this? Because I'm in the zone, and I act weird when I'm in the zone. But anyway, a lot of people want to know about their past loved ones, and the past loved ones showing up with or without their living person. Okay, Kim, you talk and tell the people something, because my dog wants in the bedroom, and he's old and he can't make the doggy flap work for him. and I can't stand it. He's staring at me. He's sitting
Okay,
there
I don't
looking
want to. I don't want to change the subject too much from what you're just getting into because I think it's really interesting. But you were telling me that, right? I guess I don't know if it was a client that you had right before I got here today, or maybe somebody a little before that. That they were talking about a loved one who was with them, and you kept seeing the face of somebody else, and we were talking about the difference between a loved one attaching to you and just accompanying you.
Look at what somebody just said.
Wow, how about that?
So we
Jessica just asked, how can you tell if you have an attachment?
She wasn't looking at the screen.
No.
So, well, first of all, if you do, usually, very often, one of the things you'll feel is a panic, and you don't feel normal. You feel anxiety ridden, or like I said, panic.
Even if it's a loved one who's attached to you
are
through
not
confusion.
allowed.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Kim, and if you do, you're going to probably usually they will, Jessica, they will fall off. If you have an attachment naturally after time, but you can get calm. You can imagine that you're got a spark of light right here, and that this light gets bigger until your whole body's glowing. And as it glows, it pushes stuff off. You get somebody to help you by running their hands like this. They usually attach back your neck, although you got a little bit of energy right here, oddly enough. Do you feel that?
I do. I've been feeling that for a couple of days.
Well, we'll put some vibe in there. And I've been doing some healing work lately. I don't like to talk about that, though, because it scares me about, like, what if I inadvertently cause somebody not to go to the doctor or something. But anyway, I usually put out healing energy. I just don't tell nobody nothing about it. Anyway, that you can scrape it off. You can put some salt back there. You can ask, and this is the best way, to be honest, just ask your angels. We all have them assigned to us to help you to remove that. But your body is not meant to have that kind of energy attached to it. So even if it's not harmful, even if it's a mistake, you might say, by an entity thinking, oh, there's nobody, I need to get in it, your body, it can't handle it. So it will go into a panic, and it will usually, like, thwart it. Just like you get this is a bad analogy, but if you get a germ, right? What does your body do? You get sick to push it out of you. Well,
Right.
Your body panics to get that off of you too. And I do think attachments probably happen all the time. Now, if a person is on, what I'm doing under this table? I'm taking my socks off, and I turn down the furnace and I'm dogging because it must be 100 degrees in here. I swear, it does not matter. I cannot escape the freaking heat. But I'm sorry. I think I might be flashing. Anyway, what was we talking about?
You're talking about attachments.
Attachments. And then again, maybe I'm trying to get attachment. But anyway, I cannot believe people actually watch this stuff.
Oh, come on.
I would have hung up from this like a long time ago. It's like, what is that woman doing now? She's sitting there about to pull her clothes off. Well, that would be a good reason to watch.
It's just part of the show. It's what we all come
And
for.
I know when I'm talking about them cookies, they people out there saying that's why she's fat. I felt that, whoever's thinking it. So, I'm on to it. You know what? I was young, thin, and good looking at one time. This will happen to you someday. So anyway, what was we talking about?
Okay, we're talking about loved ones.
Now listen to me. You said that you told me earlier. Tell me what you told me earlier.
About my cousin. Okay. Just really fast. Back a few months ago, you guys probably remember me talking about my first cousin passed away. And she actually passed away while we were here doing the show, but I didn't know about it at the time. Interestingly enough, during that show, somebody in the messaging accidentally called me Lisa, which is the name of my cousin who had passed away. Okay, since then, I've had several people say to me, you look just like Lisa. I've never had that happen to me before. And honestly, I don't look like Lisa, but I've had several people tell me that I do. And I began to suspect that she was with me. I thought maybe attached. You said no.
No,
okay.
But there's a difference.
All right.
Somebody can hang out with you. Now, like, for example, I'm talking to some girl, like here's, for example, and I see another face kind of on top of hers. Now, sometimes I see a person's face change, and I think that's them past life. They're showing me who they used to be. But then sometimes when a face comes like that, it's like a spirit is with them. And I have to go with the vibe that I get to decide what to say about that. But very often a spirit will reveal themselves to me so that I can help them to communicate with that person, to let them know they're not alone. It's not a bad thing. And it's like you just see them almost like you just kind of see their image over that. So I think that she might be letting you know that she's there to help you, and maybe she just wants you to know, and maybe this is her way of letting you know that, because other people can see her and it might validate for you. Yeah, she hasn't forgotten you. She's still there. Maybe, I tell people, well, here we see like this, and there they see like that, and they can see and know things that we cannot even imagine.
Well, I think it was Kelly. The message has already gone. The comment's gone up, or I can't see it now. But was also saying, she had asked the question about attachments, but she was also mentioning that she's feeling the passing of her dad right now, because he died at this time of the year. So can you talk a little bit about anniversary syndrome, which
You have that today?
Yeah, this is the anniversary of my mom passing away, and I've been feeling it. So what's at play there when we feel that?
Well, when my papa died, and he was like the only person that when I was young, I really knew loved me. I knew he did. Other people wasn't so sure, but because of the circumstances. But when he passed, it was a very bad blow to me. I was 23, and it was just really like that was the person, the person for me. Well, anyway, I did grieve about it terribly, but I also didn't, because I couldn't. If I went to see Mom, I'd go over there and it's like I would pretend he was up the road to see his brother or something. I just couldn't accept it. And a year later, I ended up in a hospital with back pain. Back is usually relating to your youth, your childhood, and to your security. It's about security, okay? So anyway, I was in the hospital with back trouble, and it was then that my doctor came in, a very wonderful lady, Dr. Snyder up in Spruce Pine. If anybody knows her, hadn't seen her in 30 years, I guess. But anyway, she told me about that. She said, we got to talking, and she explained to me that's what I was feeling. It's like I didn't deal with the death because I couldn't. So you think it's gone, but then a year later, there is a thing called anniversary syndrome, and it will come back and bite you sometimes. And the thing is, you don't think, oh, here's this thing I'm feeling. What could happen is you're just feeling all great and stuff, and you don't know why. You don't know why you're upset. You don't know why you're thinking stuff. And you have to be calm sometimes and, okay, what is going on with me? Then you realize, oh, this is that time of year. And then sometimes like you do know. And the good news is you can process it at least that way.
So is it just something giving us some energetic cues when we come back around to that part of the
I think
cycle?
It's just a human thing that it's a reminder, and maybe the veil is thin for us personally. I don't know, I'm guessing, but maybe it is in a way that helps us to feel their presence more, because we are more open to that. This just in. That's what I say, that the personal connection may be a little more free, so we can actually maybe feel that visit that they have with us. Maybe they visit all the time in our dreams, really visit. We're out of body. We don't remember it a lot of times. A lot of times we do remember it, but they do. They give us information. They give us comfort. They give us whatever it is we need when we need it, and it's there when we need it, even though we may or may not have a consciousness of it, okay? But maybe this time of the year of their passing, whenever that is, it could be that makes that veil a little thinner, a little bit more, makes them a little more accessible to us, even if it is in our unconscious mind, because even if it's in the unconscious mind, it is still in there. That's my story. I'm sticking to it right there. That's what I'm supposed to say.
Okay.
Thank you, Shauna.
Yeah, well, I've seen some great comments.
Thank you,
really,
everybody.
yeah, I really appreciate that. And you had maybe another UFO sighting recently, didn't you?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had one. There's something.
Hey, that picture you showed us back a long time ago when we first started doing the show was really impressive. I mean, it's hard to explain.
You remember I called them down last time we did this show. I said, I want to call them down. And I said, I don't know what it is, but we're going to say they're from the East, or show yourself in the East, something about the East. Do you remember I said it? Look it up, people. I said it. And then 2 weeks later, because we missed a week, 2 weeks later, I'm looking, perusing articles, as I do. And I do not look for weird news. Weird news finds me. And there was an article, and I posted it, and I sent it to you, if you'll remember. And this guy sees a mothership out in Utah, which all these sightings are in Utah and where? North Carolina. And this guy in Utah sees a mothership. He says, I'm looking up, and all these little ships were out or came out of it, remember? And then he says, and then they all shot off due east. And I was like, oh, that's it. That's what I was feeling. Because I was saying, I said, well, that's crazy. Even when I was telling you, I thought that's crazy because, east is everybody's what does that even mean, you know? But that's it. I think I picked up on the fact that some guy was, and it was going to be printed, and I was later going to read that they went due east.
But then you think you saw something else
Also
here
east.
at Mount Ida here in Marion.
Yeah, and people have said that they see lights over these mountains over here. It's not Mount Ida as much as the farther one back,
Okay.
but it's like a horizontal line. It's very far away. And I'm thinking, well, you see, you know, stars over there, planets and stuff, whatever. And I usually go look it up and say, I didn't even look this up to see, you know, what the sky's supposed to be doing. But I looked at it one time and I think, well, is that very low to the, is that on the mountain, like a new light, you know, because there's a park over in there and stuff. I don't know what's over in there. It's houses. But anyway, well, heck, I don't know. Maybe that is part of my light. I don't know. But anyway, it was like horizontal light. And I looked at it for a very long time and I'm waiting for it to go away or whatever. And it didn't, because it doesn't move. So it's not airplane. It's not blinking, just the light. And I left and I come back later and it was still there, but it had gone up a little bit. So I think, okay, well, it's probably a heavenly body. But it was gone the next night. And the next night, then last night I looked and it was there again. Tried to take a picture, but it's just way too far off. Now, I don't know. It's like I said, it could be a heavenly body. I don't know. It's like, but I did see it, and I don't know what it is, and there it is. It's just that usually heavenly bodies are round, you know, like a dot, like a star, and it's a line. But now I'll tell you, this happened now. I went outside one time here, and I looked up, and Kim, I see this round thing, and it's got lights, and I can't tell you, I know they're multicolored. It was not white. It was multicolored lights going round and round and round. And I got there and I look, and I'm yelling to everybody, come out here and look at this. My daughter was there at the time, and everybody tries to ignore me. Not one person would just get up and walk out. They were actually up. I don't know why they wouldn't come out and look.
Well,
I think that's weird.
Probably they were being influenced not to, if you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And I think that really great photograph that you got of whatever that was happening over there, whether that was a ship or that was a portal opening over Mount Ida, I think you were influenced to go out and snap the camera at that exact moment.
Well, I told you, James and me woke up over in Clinchville that time too. There was like the inside of our room was so bright. It was like lightning inside the house. You know, it was so intensely bright. And James says there was blue sparks popping off Baby, our dog. He believed she was an alien from that point on. You couldn't tell him otherwise, but he was good with it. It was okay.
She's a nice alien.
I just don't know. Sometimes the other night we got up at the same time. We were dead asleep. And both of us wake up like 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't know, middle of the night. We both woke up. We both just went to the restroom and come back. We didn't even speak. But I'm thinking, I meant to ask him about this. I thought, why is it that we just suddenly both woke up at the same time? I thought, wouldn't it be funny if we were alien abducted and just got put back in our room? I didn't feel weird or like threatened I just like suddenly I'm wide awake. But it was just odd that we both did that at the same time. God, I swear we're getting weirder and weirder.
Well, you know, we got some news items here about UFOs. I guess we could talk a little bit.
Can't get away from it because it is coming. And there was another one I saw last night. I don't know if I sent you or not.
We try to say, okay, we're not going to talk about aliens or UFOs this time because we do that all the time. And invariably, there'll be a bunch of news stories that come up. But just kind of to fit in with what you're talking about, this was just on October 25th. And this is from the Charlotte Observer. There was some video taken on US 74 in Shelby. And it's online. You just Google. The name of this article is Video Sparks Debate on UFO Sighting in Western North Carolina from the Charlotte Observer. And you can see the video that this guy took there in Shelby. And it caught his eye because it was glowing really brightly, but it almost looks like a boomerang. Did you watch the footage?
I did not.
And it's just spinning around, and he watched it for about 2 minutes.
I wish I had. I got distracted when I saw that, and I didn't see it, but I did see some comments below where other people had also seen it.
North Carolina was in the top 15 for UFO reports in October. Across the
Okay, this time I'm calling them down to please make on in a way that we can prove that somebody somewhere saw it that we know.
You're getting really specific now.
I want it to be me.
Okay. Let's see. Gosh, we've got more UFO stuff. Before we get too far down that road, I wanted to just bring up the energy of this past or this week, actually. I bet some of y'all read about, we just went through the 1111 portal or passageway. So, and, you know, from a numerical point of view or numerology. That's very significant. And that happened when Mercury was crossing between the Earth and the Sun, and right when a full moon was moving in. Mm-hmm. So we had a lot of energetic stuff happening right at that point. And from what I've read from the different blogs I go to, they're saying that all of this energy is serving to help us upgrade our DNA, or upgrade our codes.
I told you there was a genetic leap coming in human beings that's going to be like a giant leap in evolution. Mm-hmm. And I read an article, it's been a while that this happened, but they actually had evidence of that in the brains of some young people. I don't know. I'm sorry. I know I'm telling this ridiculously stupidly, but you can maybe Google it and find out. But it said, in fact, they used the words evolutionary leap. And I thought, that's what I've been saying. The young people, they're not like us. And thank God they're not, because I think they're going to be a whole lot better than we are, and maybe can save the planet, or at least take it to a new level. I don't know. But I just feel like that is already occurring.
I have to agree. And I do think that those of us who've been walking the planet for a while, we're getting upgraded too.
I think that there are many of us who may be, and many of us who won't.
Yeah, it's
going to be, I think, sorry, this just,
okay.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Leaves, what do you call it? Shaft, wheat, and the not wheat. Oh my God, my brain. The chaff from the wheat. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying it's going to be biblical. I'm just saying that is a something that reminds me. It's what I'm saying. So I'm getting right now. It's a separation of what can survive and what can't survive.
Those of us who read a lot of metaphysical stuff, you probably run across that concept too, of the two earths, separating. And some people kind of go to a higher vibration, some don't.
Okay, I have not read that, so I cannot comment on that. But okay,
but that sounds like you're talking about kind of the same thing.
Maybe so. I don't know. I just feel like the earth will be uninhabitable by a lot of the people or energies that inhabit it now, and that I think there's going to be a parting of those who cannot. This just in, by the way, who cannot function properly, and those who can, in this particular world that is being renewed, evolving into a newer or a different planetary entity. That's weird. That's never said that before. So there, have that for whatever you want to have it.
You guys who've been reading this stuff, you've read stuff like what she just said, and as Angela, as you said many times,
I'm willfully
ignorant. You don't read any of the other stuff because you want to stay a clear channel for what is your.
I don't mind if people tell me after I say it, because then I've got it, and it fine. No, I'm willfully ignorant so that I know what I'm getting is coming from my higher self.
No, but I've read that in numerous places that the earth itself is going through a transition.
It is, and I've been saying that for years.
And those of us who can match that higher vibration are going to go too. And then the ones who don't, my understanding is, and it sounds really kind of far-fetched, is that there will be like what they call a 3D earth that will stay in that lower vibration. I don't know how the people or the souls that stay there will experience that. I don't understand it, but there's a separation is supposedly coming.
I cannot confirm or deny that because I don't have that particular information.
Men should all go to a higher vibration like the moon.
Sometimes I would agree with that.
But don't y'all notice, I know we got some guys on here, but you've noticed it too, that a lot of people who are more adventurous in this field or in this realm of thinking they're females.
Well, if you go back to the Bible times, even, it's always been that the females were the ones that kept even the early church up. There are, and a lot of people believe that even from the very beginning, and the male and female entities, the souls, that the female entity, the female soul, was created on a higher level already. And so they're the ones that do take that vibration up, where, the men also can be obviously very highly out there and all that, but they were in the beginning, kill the beast and, all that kind of stuff. And, but that is a theory that women their soul was created, the Bereshit, something like that, was created on a higher spiritual level to begin with. But they've always, since the beginning of recorded history, have been the ones, that, I mean, even in the temple, what do you call it there with the Greeks, where they breathe the fumes, God, what's my brain? I hate it when I get zoned, like my common sense goes out the window.
It's okay.
What do you call them people? That were the Grecians, and they were in the temple, and the prophecies,
I'm not doing a really good job at playing charades today. But anyway, so
do you have a portable EEG you could hook up to my brain and see what is functioning with something? I'm even looking at myself in this, and I'm seeing like my mouth. It's like, am I having a stroke?
Okay, you're fine.
Okay, good to know. Oracles. Thank you, Miss Ellen. Oracles.
I knew Ellen was going to jump in there.
Oh my God. It's like, I can't stand it. It's like, is this what early senility looks like? Probably.
But anyway, we're out of balance with the male and the female energy too. So I think we're refining that balance as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
and you know what you do? You throw everybody off balance first, and that's what's already happened, and that's what is happening. That's what we're experiencing. And then in order to get back rebalanced, we have to do a lot of work to get back to that place where we find that balance again. And that's what's happening now. Running this way too far, running that way too far, running this way, and finally find the center. I don't have much confidence in people to do that proper. I just don't. I'm sorry. I see too much stuff, or, cruelty to animals, or just people being stupid and mean to other people. And I just wonder what is wrong with us.
Maybe I'm just, looking at the world through rose-colored glasses, but I do see that being left behind. I really do.
I don't, but good for you. And I hope that I get to go to your world. I'll probably be stuck in the muck over here with the rest of us.
You'd be doing missionary work at the old earth.
Yeah, that'd be me.
The 3D yucky world.
I wanted to be a missionary when I was little. That'd be me.
Now's your chance.
My future self.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's go through some of these articles that you sent me this week. Or just some of these are just really interesting pictures. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this or not. This was on WBTV's website, where people can just load photographs or I guess maybe on their Facebook page, they can just load in photographs that they share them that they want people to see. But see that
hole punch cloud, and there is a very logical explanation.
Okay.
However, having said that, sometimes
it doesn't apply.
I just feel like sometimes I see a picture of it and it's so interesting. I believe it's a hole punch cloud. It does absolutely have a very simple explanation of how the ice crystals form and all this, but sometimes it just feels something else. Just like I saw a cloud with a corner on it before. It was a sharp corner. And yes, I do believe nature can do that. It can. Why not? Two opposing winds, why wouldn't it? Okay. But sometimes it just doesn't feel that way. And that's why I sent it to you, because I thought, man,
so what does it feel like? What do you feel?
It feels like,
see that? What do you feel?
In China, this happened. In China, there was a incident. We're going to talk about UFO. We just need to change the name of this. Metaphysical Matters UFO Show. But anyway, there was this thing, look it up, and this was sighting at an airport. It was not like just it was seen, okay? And then it shot off up in the air, and it punched a hole in the clouds. And again, witnesses, people saw it. And I believe it was China. You can look it up. But it was news. It was not like hidden news. It was actually in the news. And I think that, I don't know, maybe that's what happened there. Maybe something went up really fast and did that.
Well, if that's like a donut with a hole in it.
Okay, what's really weird is this right here. There is a funnel cloud in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Why is there a funnel cloud in the middle of it? That is not the usual.
But now I've seen a cloud. You guys probably have too. The one that really stuck in my mind was when I was going down Painter's Gap in Rutherford County when we lived down there. One afternoon I looked over beside the road over a field, and there was that same shape that's inside of that cloud, except that was the cloud. And it caught my eye, and I just looked at it and went on. And then later I thought, holy crap, what was that? Because it was smooth and very well-defined edges. And to me, it looked like a ship that had a cloud, projecting on it or something. And from what I've seen or read about. It seems like they do use that technology for cloaking.
Very well. Could very well be.
Now,
Kim, somebody's saying to people that we're blurring and glitching right now. It's not on our end. It probably will. I think it's me because I'm vibing pretty hard.
she's blurring and glitching.
It could be.
She looks that way to me here,
I'm
sitting
going
right
to
here.
pull in I'm learning in person. I'm going to pull in the energy, but also it could be the Wi-Fi's messing up. It could be something. My computer's actually got plenty. It's plugged in.
Yeah, we haven't seen any glitching on this end.
Yeah, usually if y'all have a glitch and we're having a glitch, and I swear I thought I saw something materialize under that pot rack just then, but I'm sure I didn't. It was just me. But anyway,
The pot rack ghost.
well, somebody has commented before that they see a shadow moving all over my newly painted alcove, whatever that
Julie
room
says
is.
it's better now.
Good. I'll pull my energy in, but it doesn't mean anything. I'll probably do it again, but we'll see. Anyway, carry on, Kimmy.
So I think you have told me before that you felt like that there was cloaking technology that made the ships look like clouds, or could.
Yeah, I do. I do think they can be invisible. I think they can just become the color of the sky. They can become like a cloud. I think that's when they want to get close. And I do think they're here to study us for a variety of reasons. Maybe some that are very, harmless, and some that are maybe not. But yeah, I do think that they do. And I think sometimes their technology maybe slips a little. And I say they, like there's not one type of alien being. There's a bunch.
Yeah.
Now, did I send you something else too? This morning I sent you an article, Kim, or last night. It was a new one about another thing. The government, they're funding Tom DeLong now. Did I send you that?
You sent
The
me that.
Army is actually funding them
You
now.
sent me that a while back, and it's still in the stack from where we didn't get to it.
Yeah, go back and find that. But no, there's something new about that too. It was about, there's a new interview with the guys that were on the ship.
I have it right here on top.
Yeah, where some stuff was happening. And they said men in black came in a helicopter onto the ship and got all the material. And I knew that somebody had come on the ship and took the stuff, but they didn't get the message or whatever. But didn't say they was men in black.
Yeah, absolutely. They said they showed up, 2 guys in a helicopter. They arrived about only 20 minutes after the sighting of this stuff and of the ships, and they had captured that video. And these sailors were told by their chain of command to turn over all the data recordings to these guys. They'd never seen them before. They haven't seen them since. They weren't on the ship before. They put the hard drives in the bags, gave them to the guys, and off they went.
All this stuff like that.
Yeah. But you know what you're talking about the Tom DeLong, and now the Navy or the Army, whoever it is working with them to analyze the artifacts that they have. Something about that kind of stinks. Like, why would the Army or anybody in the government announce that? And why would they work with this civilian group to do that?
Because the civilian group outed them, and I think they decided it's better to work with them than to work against them. Because that guy's got a little more oomph than you and I do. He's got a little more, and plus he's got the goods. He's got the stuff.
But they
could take the stuff, but they're not.
But they made a big announcement that we're working with him.
They're letting us know piece by piece by piece, and they might as well make the announcement because he was going to, and they already, lost their credibility when they admitted that he had stuff was right that he put out there before. So, it's like this. He's got the goods. You're going to go with him or against him. He's got the goods. Go with him. And you know what? Why does nobody care? Don't you think it's weird that nobody seems to care? It's like we are so interested in the piddly little things that go on in our life, or sometimes your personal life. It's not piddly at all. It's a big hairy deal. But still, as mankind, we have these things that are being documented, are actually known, and it's like we look at it and we say, oh, wow, huh. Okay, so we want to have lunch today. What the heck is that about? We are being bombarded with otherworldly things that are actually technologically, not paranormal, but technical. It's a stroke, I'm telling you, happening. And it's like, okay, What do you do that? I mean, I don't know. But then again, what are you supposed to do with that?
Well,
I mean,
maybe
what are you
it's-
supposed to do with that?
Maybe it's kind of like, whenever you're settling down to read a client, you always say, I'm working, but you're doing a million other things. Maybe that's what we're doing too. It's like, okay, we got to absorb this and process it, but we
I
can't.
think what we're doing is opposite. I think
think?
we're opposite processing it. I think we're annoying. It's like I told you 100 times. It's like the chihuahua looking in the mirror. She don't want to see it. She don't want to see it because you know what? What are you going to do with that? It might make you have to change the way you see the world, the way you believe, your basic core self, things you were taught as a child. It's going to disrupt your whole self, and that could be a security threat. So I guess we just decide not to do that.
Well, Beth says we've been trained to laugh it off like it's not real. That's absolutely true. But it
It's
seems like
easier.
they're letting that go now, and the laughter they're not really going for that anymore.
We're having to say, no, because we're being prepared. We're being prepared.
And Julie, I don't know if DeLong is the guy that had Skinwalker Ranch. I'm not sure about that, but he's the guy from Blink 182, the band.
I feel something going on in here right now. So if there is a spirit in here, if she would like, or he, I don't smell him, I will smell him. If you want to like do a EVP onto this recording, you can.
What are you feeling?
I don't know. I just feel weird all of a sudden. I don't know. I feel weird. I just feel like there's something going. Now I'm glitching. It's glitching on our end now. Look how it's glitching. It drives me nuts. So
I haven't seen it glitch.
maybe she
there we go.
would like to, or he, or whoever it is would like to make an appearance on here that is in no way harmful to anybody. Okay, next.
Okay, I was just reading some of the comments. Okay, not the same guy that has Skinwalker Ranch. People are waking up and the government's being forced to answer. I guess so. And Angie says she saw something
behind the pan too. I did too, and I know there's a shadow there now, which is just a shadow, obviously, of something. But I swear I saw something move. But what's her name?
So we have a spirit that's
Pat.
into kitchen utensils and
Miss Pat from Walmart.
Pots and
She
pans.
sees stuff moving on you, and I never see it. But anyway,
okay. Do you want to talk any more about UFOs right this minute?
no,
Okay.
probably. I don't know.
You
are our leader.
We've got. I mean, I have stuff that you've sent me, but it's like I don't want to stay there too long. Let me kind of bring it back in to more personal things. I know a lot of your clients dream about you sometimes, and I've dreamed about you. What do you represent in our dreams?
Probably, depending on your relationship with me, I represent your own intuition. Usually in your dreams, okay? The characters in your dreams represent a different aspect of your own personality. So ask yourself, okay, what does this person represent to me? And like, for example, if I dream of my dad, I'm dreaming of the authority type part of myself. If I dream of a car, I'm dreaming of my journey through life. If I wreck my car, for example, then it's because I'm somehow being cast off of it. If I dream of my daughter, I'm going to do something probably pretty unexpected and maybe not so good, especially when she was young. It's like, oh God, if I dream about her, I'm on the path of doing something crazy. But that's my example. So usually I would say most of the time, my heart's going crazy, Kim. Most of the time, sorry,
Okay.
a little bit too much caffeine today. Most of the time, I'm going to represent a person's own psychic ability. And so you just need to, ask yourself, what these things represent in your particular dream. And maybe you're trying to tell yourself something and you're using my image. Now, having said that, there have been a few times too when people have actually said I show up in spirit at their home. You did that, I think. And then another lady did that. And it's never bad though. When that's happened, nobody ever says that they didn't get freaked out or nothing. But they have felt me there in spirit. And usually when that's happening, I believe I am sending a healing vibe, which I do to people all the time. Like I said, I just don't tell people because I just don't. I mean, I get permission from their spirit because I did it one time and I didn't think about it. I just kind of pushed it out there and it bounced back and she grabbed her foot and I told you about that.
Yeah.
but that was what I needed to happen because it proved to me something's there. But I don't like to think about it because, see, I don't like to think about this, people. You know why? Because you get in your own way. You know what the enemy of intuitiveness is? Thinking. You can't think. That it's intuitive is not a thought. It is not even a feeling. It comes from a separate place, and you feel it in your gut. And by the way, thank you, Shannon. I love it when people like what I cook. But anyway, it comes from a separate place. And, you just have to, I guess, be in tune with yourself to, history, your own personal history will help you decide what is true intuitiveness and what is just a fear or anxiety. Now, you can get an intuitive thing. Like one time I saw this man getting in the car with this young girl, and man, I knew he's going to try to attack that girl. I knew it. And every fiber in my being knew it. There wasn't nothing I could do about it. And I found out later that's exactly what happened. But when I felt that, it was not anxiety. It would come from a different place. It's like just a knowing, but it triggered anxiety. It triggered it, but the anxiety came later. Okay. So you kind of have to learn through trial and error. And Janet, if you're dreaming about dead people, it depends on the dream. Sometimes these dreams are, in fact, visits. It depends on how it works. Usually those visits are when you're really not as deep asleep. You're kind of in between worlds. And as I said before, you may not even remember what was said to you, but otherwise it could be you might be missing the people that you love, that you've loved and lost. But again, a lot of it could be a little bit of both. You're having a visit, but you're also maybe missing them. It might be, whatever's personal to you.
What if somebody dreams about you talking to them across a table? At one point you told me that there was significance in that.
That's weird. I was actually thinking about that. And by the way, people who are close friends or married people or whatever, very often they will, really learn to pick up each other's thoughts. And I think that there is actually a psychic link that forms between people that are close. Sometimes even people you hate. I mean, I've seen that before because that's a very strong emotion. Especially, you feel things you don't want to feel about them. Now, what was that?
If people dream about talking to you across a table.
Oh, very often when you're actually visiting with the spirit, very often there's a boundary that appears. Like in my case, it was when a particular family member died, and there was a table, and she was on the other side of the table, and she was glowing, wearing white, and she had beautiful reddish golden hair and life, and it was glowing. She was glowing. She was a very young woman, very beautiful, and it was just, that was it. I don't remember anything else that she's sitting there smiling at me. Turned out everybody in the family had the same dream, though. But I think that there is a void between worlds, the world of spirit and the world of the physical. And I think that symbolically we may create something, a boundary that lets us know that this isn't just a random dream. This maybe really is a special thing, a visit.
Okay.
And I do believe with all my heart that they help us and guide us again. And what I'll tell you again, I think I told you, see like this here, we see like that there. And then of course there's people that sometimes they don't want to go. They decide, they maybe have a choice. Some guy said that he woke up on the operating table or something. I mean, he died on the operating table briefly. And he said that he felt that he had a choice to go on or to stay in spirit or to wake up and be himself again. And I thought that was really interesting because he was actually given a choice to kind of be in between worlds, to be basically a ghost, and I think sometimes people, they don't want to go on. I had a spirit in that house over in Clinchfield. It was this man. I saw him when I was a little kid, moved off, bought that house when I grew up. And my kid didn't know anything about it. And he's seeing the same man. He wouldn't sleep in my old bedroom because he saw him walking around in there like I did. He is bald. I didn't tell Dusty none of this stuff. And that says he's bald, looks like Mr. Clean. And, and it's like, this is the man I saw. And it was like he was in there. Well, anyway, I had this guy come see me. He was actually a practicing medicine man. And this was when I was first doing all this stuff. And he was a very nice man. And I actually wrote about him. It's in my book. You can look it up. I'll send it to you free if you want to read the story. I don't have time here. But anyway, he came and this guy started interfering with me while we was talking. And I told him we were supposed to burn tobacco and make him go away. And he did all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And evidently the spirit was gone. Okay. And I felt better. He left. It was quiet in the house, and then I heard a man clearing his throat back in that bedroom. And it's like he was not gone, and he was letting me know he was not gone. Now, I don't think he was harmful. What the message we got, he was afraid. He was afraid. He thought if he went on, he was going to go to hell. So he wouldn't go. Anyway, that medicine man died, and he came back to that house, and he got that man, and he took him on. That happened.
Wow.
Read the story. I'm not going to bore you with it, but it's free. I mean, go on my website, look at it somewhere. I don't know. It's on there somewhere.
We're getting close to the time we usually stop, but if you're in the mood, I'd like for you to maybe comment on what she's written here. I'd love to know what you think about near-death experiences and people who say they've seen God, etc.
Oh, that's just what we just said. Yeah. Shannon, who's expecting me to make some chicken a la king for her, which I might. In my past life, I must have owned a restaurant. Dylan, I told you he's wanting to open a restaurant, didn't I? I already told you that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do think that we are out often when we're sleeping. I think we're out of our body cavorting with spirits. I absolutely do. And I don't see any reason why we are going through our death experiences or whatever. We might not be stepped out, still attached, but stepping out. Now, I've seen this with Alzheimer's or dementia people, Kim. They can be right there with their body, but they're attached. Now that attachment, they can travel now. They can travel, but they're still attached. And when they're out of their body, they do see, they do have their eyes open. They do get it. But when they're back in their body, they're like the rest of us. They're experiencing whatever this mortal coil will allow them to experience. Okay? So absolutely, I do think that that there are people, when they're passing, that they're given a glimpse of whatever, and that maybe encourages them to go on and or encourages them to stay, depending on what's going on.
Julie, in answer to your question, I don't know about forebears in Black Mountain, but I'll see what I can find out, and if so, I'll bring it up next time. And look at Debbie right there. I think that's very interesting, maybe for a way to wrap it up. She says, Angela, you mentioned anxiety a minute ago. I feel sudden onset anxiety sometimes, and it leaves just as suddenly. I'm not always sure what's going on. Can you speak about anxiety as it relates to a download?
Well, again, I'm not sure exactly how to address that as a download, but I do feel that sometimes you get a psychic influx. And you actually told me that before that some people considered anxiety a psychic event, where in fact you may be getting a download and it's just an overload for your body and it causes it to do that. Or a spirit may get too close to you. And again, your body cannot harbor, but one spirit cannot do that. So again, you will have that panic or that happen. And very often it's just, again, your body's natural resistance to being overloaded, overwhelmed by all that activity. And you need to pay attention to your body, too. Like, I don't know if you've ever done this, people, but one time when I was going into this, I probably told you before, the little office I rented, which everywhere I go, honey, is there like one place on this place I can go that's not got something in it? Probably not.
No, when you arrive, the something will be in it.
I think I do. I stir it up.
Yeah.
I think there's stuff everywhere, and it's just one world or many worlds overlaying another, and I stir it up. Walk in, and all of a sudden the air turned into molasses. I didn't even know this at the time, but that is a sign of a haunting, of spiritual activity. And yes, let me tell you something too. These lower level spirits, some of these non-human spirits, Kim, they can do stuff like appear to one person and not another, because they like to make you crazy. And that's how they can do that. They can actually show me and not show you, because that way you can be really alarmed about my well-being. It's like a way to, like you can get a priest or something maybe in, if you believe in the stuff like that, to do something. The priest comes in, everything's totally quiet. Or you go to get an office like I did, or you go to buy a house, you go in, ain't nothing in there. It's just as quiet and calm, nothing. And then you go in later after you done put up the money, and it's like the air just turned to molasses, because now guess what? They're going to reveal who they are. So there's absolutely many levels of consciousness in the otherworldly beings that are around us. And it's not, like I said, it's not this one little group and that group. It's like many, many levels, many of which are beyond my pay grade. And I think we must not be at a very high level, or we would know more about it.
Yes.
And I think people like me that have whatever vibration this is in my age group, I think there's some, obviously, And then I think in the younger people, like maybe my kids' age, maybe more. And then maybe in my grandkids' age, much more. And then maybe in the best, lots. I think that's part of that. You're going to see, you're going to see more and more. And I'm hearing it more and more about the little children and what they're seeing and feeling and blah, 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 and all that, this, that, and the other.
I'm not in here right now, but I've become incredibly cold. Like
I just felt that cold. It's actually on my leg. That's so bizarre.
I'm almost getting ready to start shivering.
Oh, it's just freaking awesome. I love it. That's the one thing. If I'm going to have a ghost, they need to hang out with me and keep me cool. But that's weird because because I'm actually, as you see, I pulled off my shoes and socks and pulled out my breeches because I am so hot.
Like you're going wading in the creek.
I started feeling it exactly right when you said that. So somebody could be hanging out with us, but we'll see.
Okay, it's about time to. Well, it is time to wrap it up. I just wanted to read Judy's comment here. I think it's really interesting. A year ago, my boyfriend and myself died of carbon monoxide poisoning, but we both came back, and they both saw different spirits that brought them back.
That's very interesting. I love hearing those stories and stuff, and I love hearing about people and the things that they do. I love trying to help people. I like putting healing energy into people. I love all these things. I think we need to do these things for each other, to share our experiences and to help people not feel weird or crazy because they're a jot above or beside or different than the average human.
Well, what a wonderful way to end this one then.
Maybe.
Okay. So there you go. Metaphysical Matters with Angela Moore.
Yes, and Blanca, yep, you're right. I do think you're sensitive, and there's she's one of the younger ones. All right, put that in and on there again. I interrupted you so rudely.
We're done.
We're done.
We're done.
We're done.
That's the official ending.
Okay.
We're done.
No, the ending is when I struggle making the thing cut off, and we need to take bets on how long it will take it to actually end and how many times I have to hit this button. All righty. Yes, we want to end it. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Let's see. We're not going to end it. Nope.